To the beat home. To the beat home. To the beat home. To the beat home.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. 8 minutes past the hour on this 15th day of October. We're midway through. November's next on chart. December, then it's a new year. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live, your early morning. Get up, wake up. Yo, inspiration, motivation, information in the mornings with conversation that promotes elevation. I ain't never in here by myself. Never. And when I am by myself, I ain't by myself. Y'all give it up. In the MI, yeah, yo. That's what I said. In the MI, yeah, yo. Who that? Tried to come up in my crew. None other than brother Bow Tie Connoisseur. Fine cigars. Good bow tie. And good clothes. Need to put the brother Bow Tie haberdashery on chart. Brother Bow Tie, good morning, Scholar. How you doing?
What's good, Scholar, man? I miss you, man. I've been going a whole week, man.
I know you've been putting in that work.
Yeah, man. You know what's crazy, man? I just found out like 2 days ago that you was actually only 3 hours away from me.
What?
Yeah, you was in Daytona, right?
Yeah, I was in Daytona. I should have told you I was in Daytona.
Yeah, that's
right.
3 hours away. That's 3 hours away from me, man.
Okay.
Y'all don't play flow mode this year, do y'all?
No, we don't. We
Okay.
sure don't. All we did was BC. We BC'd and Daytona Beach was good to me. I was staying right across from the Speedway, but got to talk to Miss Bethune's grandson.
Mm-hmm.
That was just something that was special. Speaking
That's
about
what's up.
special, speaking about history, speaking about reading is fundamental. We wouldn't be in here. We're going through the hard way without our resident Lamar Burton. Y'all give it up for the Sean P experience. Also from the Griot podcast, it's none other than Sean E. Good morning, Sean P.
What up? What's going on, my fellows? How y'all doing? Good morning. Yes, yesterday I spoke on the sister Shirley Chisholm and what she meant for us politically in 1972. And I said that she was inspired by Mary Bethune-Cookman and Joe. I have this book about Mary McLeod Bethune, the Pan-Africanist, and what she did with Black women organizations back in the day to unify our people internationally. Mary McLeod Bethune.
That's it. That's her right there. Bethune-Cookman, y'all. If you ever go to an HBCU, go visit that one. Come on.
University Press of Florida. Right there, man. There it is.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I got to say this.
She's responsible for the greatest rivalry in our state.
Which is?
Every Black person got to decide whether it's FAMU or Bethune.
Oh, I heard that.
Of course, you guys know that.
It's like Louisiana. Louisiana, you either Southern or Grambling. You can't be both.
It can't be both. So, of course you guys know she's the school name after her. So it's like you either a Rattler or a Wildcat. And even if
That's
you
it.
don't go to college, you still gotta choose which one to root for. So
That's right. Hey, I love their little chant. They chant is that Bethune Cookman's chant. I
yeah.
love it. When they go Hell Cats and everybody
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
Hell Cats, and then they go Hell Cats and everybody go Hell Cats, and then they say the other team Hell Jaguars and everybody says Hell no. And I'm like, oh, that was good. That was
Yeah.
good. All right, family. The government is still shut down.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go all the way to next year, Joe.
Brother, there's gonna be a lot of folks who gonna have to start over from square one. We
I'm
gonna
gonna tell you,
find out.
I'm gonna
We
tell you
gonna
what I
find out
like
what
about
you
this
built up.
government. I
Talk
I
to me.
don't like it, but I'm gonna tell you what I do like about this government
Talk to me.
shutdown. I think our European counterparts, or our Caucasian counterparts, they're realizing that he doesn't give a fuck if you're not rich.
Yeah,
Because
if you are poor and you are Caucasian, I agree
yeah,
with
if you middle class, man, listen, his only people that he's satisfying is people who's rich. So, but those who have jobs, I was listening to an interview the other day with a young lady. Her husband is in the military, and they live check to check already. And she was like, if you guys don't end the shutdown, my babies are like on medicine that they need to take for survival.
you.
Starting next week, we had to start the process of actually thinking about their death and the funeral because you guys on a governmental shutdown. Man, I forgot what's the Republican guy named Skinny Guy with the glasses, little small guy. And it's like, well, we need the Democrats to work with us to get this thing open. But we all know this is not a Democratic issue because the Republicans control everything.
Mm.
And the only thing that Democrats saying is, hey, give these people insurance and y'all can finish the chaos that what y'all been doing. But don't take insurance away from the American people. But I'm in Republican groups, in Democratic groups, and the Republicans is actually starting a conversation. And there's conversations like, oh, I actually work for the federal government. Like, how long is it we gonna take? Like, I don't mind him taking a stand, but now they're concerned like, oh, if this going to 2 months, we might not have no jobs neither.
I
Right.
mean, at the end of the day, you just have to understand. This is about the haves and the have-nots. This ain't about black and white.
Hmm.
Though they will make you think it's about black and white. Really about the haves and the have-nots. And this classism that we're starting to deal with. Cause believe you me, and I have to say that in my good old Louisiana way. Believe you me, there are some black and brown folks who are in a certain tax bracket. They don't give a damn about this government shutdown. They don't. They care less.
Hmm.
It ain't affecting them. It ain't affecting their family. It ain't affecting the circles they run in. Like I tell people, y'all need to understand everybody in your circle ain't in your corner. Ain't in your
Hmm.
corner. And you got to pay attention. We're not paying enough attention. Do you know in Mississippi last weekend there were 9 people killed at homecoming celebration
Hmm.
in Mississippi. They're right now talking about canceling every high school homecoming in the state of Mississippi. Now, we ain't going to talk about the tragedy that happened in South Carolina or watch this. I promise you in every state of the union last weekend, at least one person was murdered due to senseless gun violence.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to
Joe,
talk about that.
did you see my post, Joe, that I made yesterday, Joe, about what's being passed? I said they banning our books. I was speaking on in particular about the state of Florida. They ban all black books or books talking about history and stuff like
Oh,
that.
and
However,
he wants to name a street on FAMU's campus after CK. Is that the post you're talking about?
no. The one about how they ban all the black books, but they allow us to be an open carry state. So they care. So their greatest fear is the education. Their greatest fear is not young kids dying in school.
Well, hold on. Let me once again try
Or
to
these people
give
walk.
y'all the facts. Let me give y'all the facts on this open carry, concealed carry thing. Because I think a lot of folks don't get the real facts. And you have to understand something. Most folks who are murdered in the United States of America, 99% of the people who are murdered, 99%, this is an actual factual number, 99% of the folks who are murdered in this country are murdered from not people who own the gun, but from stolen guns, guns that were stolen off the street, guns that were obtained illegally. Only 1% of the people who are murdered in this country actually get murdered by a legal gun owner, by a person who legally bought the gun, legally should have had the gun. 99% of the folks that are murdered by folks who stole the gun, bought the gun nefariously, did it like they did in the movies, met in the back alley, got a paper bag, exchanged some money or some dope, and got the gun, or just opened up a car door and stole the gun. You know, these laws are for law-abiding citizens. Those who are bent on not keeping the law will never keep the law, period. So the law don't mean nothing to them. You can make a law that says, don't break into Brother Bowtie's house. They're going to laugh at that law, because guess what they hell bent on doing? Breaking in Brother Bowtie's house and taking what Brother Bowtie don't work for, because they don't work for it themselves. People who have a criminal mindset do criminal things. That is just how the law don't mean nothing to them. When you out here talking on the news, they don't even watch the news. They could give less than a damn about the news. All they care about is causing the chaos that they've been causing since day one. Brother Sean, I see you, brother.
I mean, what you're saying is so real, Joe, and it's crazy because, you know, a lot of these cities have these fight the gun violence rallies and bring the guns back, you know, turn the guns in, which is cool. But the main people that's doing this stuff are not going to those rallies. They're not going to those services. They're not going to those churches that's doing things for the community. They're not going to that. So you're preaching to the choir. People like us go to stuff like that. Law-abiding citizens, you know what I'm saying?
You know, it's working out Wednesday, man. And listen, we got to work it out. And we're not working it out. Good morning, family. Good morning to everybody who's tuned in on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, X, on IG. Good morning to y'all. You know, and another thing, Brother Bowtie, and people get mad at me every time I say it this. We need to stop. Listen, I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm not saying everybody. We had a conversation yesterday. I had people in my inbox. Do you have a problem with sir, ma'am, them, he, she, him, who, however you consider? I don't give a damn how you get it. You got to live with how you got it. As for me, the way I'm getting mine is how I get mine. I got to live with the choices and consequences. Baby, I don't care how you get a degree hanging on the wall. You know how you got it. You got to live with how you got it. So don't come with me, or don't come at me over what I said yesterday. I ain't against nobody. If however you do it, that's how you do it. But here's another thing we've got to stop doing. We got to stop whine, when the truth about it is half of us, we only belong to certain organizations, do certain things, not to benefit the greater good, but to benefit our damn self. You ain't concerned. You ain't concerned. You know, I can name a whole bunch of organizations with a whole bunch of members, and half the members in there are not concerned about the greater good of the community or the people in the community. They just concerned about being there and being a part of the organization. You know, I love what Roland Martin did. He got the D9, the Masons, everybody together and said, what the hell are we doing? All these members, and all we can do is write a letter saying that we ain't happy. Oh, we're totally displeased about your actions, but we don't take no economic, we don't take no real protest stance. Imagine if all the Qs, the Alphas, the Sigmas, the Kappas, the Iotas, along with the Deltas, the AKAs, the Sigma Gamma Rhos, the Zetas, if all the Divine Nine, all the Masons, and all the Eastern Stars got together, met at one place at one time with all the Black Muslims, the Nation of Islam, got with everybody one place at one time and had a rally and said enough is enough. It would be a million-man march times 10. And it would be a spectacle to say we sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we ain't waiting on y'all to fix anything. We gonna fix ourselves.
And you know what, Joe? This is why for the past 2 or 3 years, going to the Bayou Classic, it's coming up again pretty soon. Bayou Classic, we all love it, right? I'll be there. When I see that Superdome, Joe, and all these people wearing their different patches and all that, I'm always like, man, besides the step show and the football game, Why we can't come together and put some bread up and do something, make a real
Yeah.
impact on something? You know what I'm saying?
Some of our own personal issues within our community, we have to look at ourselves. We flood the liquor stores. The liquor stores will never go out of business in our community, whether it's black owned or whether it's white owned, but most of the time they white and they Arabs owned. The dope boy will never run out of business neither. You know what I mean? Like, but when you look at these places that we continue to put money in within our community, which is destruction to our community, I say you always look at it like, damn, if you could get half of the people that supported this liquor store this week and told them, if you put up $100, y'all can all buy this property over here, rent it out, and then you guys can actually make money that will buy you guys 3 or 4 bottles the rest of your life. So only thing you need to do is just sacrifice just spending this $100 one time. Team up with these 40 people. Y'all go put a deposit down on this property. The next thing you know, these people paying you $2,000 to $3,000 a month for this house that y'all renting, and that go your liquor for the rest of your life. Then 2 months later, if you want do the same sacrifice, let me buy another property. Did that, but it's just like our mindset. Sometimes we
Hey,
invest in our own destruction.
Brother Bowtie, I'm gonna bless you with something. I was talking to an old man at Bethune. He said something that really touched my soul. I was waiting for you to get back on here to share it.
Mm.
That brother said you're gonna have to act like Noah at the ark. Everybody can't get in, and
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
ain't gonna be saved. A lot
And
of folks gonna get drowned.
the whole
Mm.
time you out there hammering and getting the wood to get, they walking by laughing and pointing, oh, this man crazy. And then guess what? When it start raining, when it start sprinkling, wait a minute. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Yeah. Nah, it's too late,
Joe.
bro.
And
It's
and watch
full.
this. I just got a message, so I
I
am
ain't I
gonna
ain't
put
finna
it.
lose my captain
Oh,
license over you.
hold it. I'm gonna put it in here and say it too. We also need to get the black churches involved. However, and I don't want to be ugly. I have a good friend who's a pastor who's on here right now. The problem with the black church is the black church is trying to get too much self-wealth to serve its self-purpose and not to serve the greater good of our community in most cases. Not all black churches, but a grand majority of black churches are only concerned about a building, how their pastors looking, being the biggest, baddest church in their area. They're not concerned about the development of the community and making the community better unless the people in the community go to their church or related to them. Look, y'all can get mad at me all you want to. I'm calling spades a spade, and guess what? Ain't none of y'all paid one of my bills from day 0 to day 58, year 58. So at the present moment, I give less than a damn how you feel about me or what you say about me. Too many of y'all are really con artists in disguise. That's who y'all are. Y'all act like y'all teachers, preachers, politicians, good people, community activists. Man, please, y'all con artists in disguise. And the only person you concerned about is self.
Self, yep. Yep. And it's the same thing with as you were saying earlier. That's how I look at most Greek organizations now. And some Masons too, and Elks as well. Like, it's all about self. We'll brag about what degree we have, or we'll brag about how we the presidents, or how you've been running yard for the last 9 or 10 years at your HBCU. But you actually like, hey, how many community service projects you did without Alpha Phi Alpha, or without Omega Psi Phi, or without your Masonic Lodge? Like, what did you do to improve your community without wearing that actual emblem and represent that emblem? Because it seems like y'all only do it when it comes to representation to represent the organization. But if it's really in you, then you will always be inspiring your community, inspiring someone on a daily basis. Like, as you know, Brother Joe, I walked away from the Masonic Order like a year and
Yep,
a half
I
ago.
know.
But I still inspire. I still teach.
Oh,
I still
hold
like
it,
help
hold
people
it.
out.
And I still recognize you as a brother because it's
Hmm.
just like the Crips in the blood. Once you in, you ain't never out. You
Yeah.
can walk away, but you still are who you are. Listen,
Hmm.
sadly, and I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say this. If you could take and understand the most segregated place in the United States of America is a church service on Sunday.
On Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, so once again, y'all all talking about the love of Jesus, the love of Christ, how Christ bring everybody together. But the most segregated place in the United States of America on both sides, black and white, is a Sunday service.
Mm.
Y'all listen, that's why I keep telling y'all, I ain't
And,
trying to be ugly.
and
I'm
the
being
most
real.
united place on Sunday is the NFL football game.
Oh, right. Hold on. So hold on. Once again, y'all need to read it for yourselves. A lot of y'all ain't reading. That's why I bring Sean in here. That's why I love Sean. Sean made me start picking up books again. Sean made me start reading again because I realized, man, I'm listening to what they say. And guess what? They might not be telling me the complete truth. Read it for yourself. Read it for yourself.
You know what's interesting about doing history a lot of times? I'm not a part of any organization at all, right? But when I read the history of the Deltas and the Kappas and the Omegas and the Alphas and the history of these black churches, how they started, we have veered so far from that original concept. Whenever those forefathers and those ladies brought this stuff together, we have veered so far from that original idea and that goal, man. It's sad to see.
And we got to understand some things. If it doesn't, if it ain't broke, no need to fix it, no need to change it. Kudos to our brothers at the Nation of Islam. Like, they didn't change anything. They still do mixed martial arts. They still drill. They've been eating bean pies for like the last 70 years, and it works to their benefit. The only thing that they add to it is like more of like real estate now. Like now the fish that they eat, they actually control the lake that they fish out of, and I think they own the farmers market and stuff like that. That, I mean, not the farmers market, the farm grown company that actually make the fish that they eat and stuff like that. So that's the only thing that they add. But most of the time, like, it's the same thing. But as
We
Joe
we
said, we
we
too
need to have
selfish.
right. We need to have an understanding of ownership. Understand, I was talking about the most segregated place in the United States of America is a Sunday morning service. On the black evangelical side, if every black evangelical church, every black church, Christian church in the United States of America will pull their financial resources together, they would be a financial juggernaut. Let me tell you this. Most of these churches are banks with no regulation.
Yeah,
Let's call it what it is.
yeah.
The church doesn't get taxed. The church pastor's salary don't get taxed. They are exempt of 50 million things. See, when you start studying the law, you come to find out why folks make churches. Let me tell you something. Scientology is a prime example. How can I make an institution, call it a religious institution, don't be touched by the government, and have some of the craziest religious philosophies you've ever heard? Have you ever read what Scientology is? Do y'all
Mm,
know what Mormonism is? Some of y'all sitting here talking about Utah and the Mormons. Y'all do understand the Mormons believe in some stuff that if you really read
mm,
the Mormonism thing, you say, wait a minute, they go where?
mm,
They came from where?
mm.
But these people, because of the word religion and the protection of religion, see, here's the thing. They want to separate church and state, but they want the church all up in the state's business, telling the state what to do, telling the government what to do.
So,
Pay
most of
attention.
the time, Joe, I think they got the science down only, and I'm just gonna be solid, Joe. Only in our community. What I mean, only in our community, Joe, in the black community. When you pay attention, when there's a a crime, like a young man got killed or something like that, like let's use George Floyd or Trayvon Martin and stuff like that. What they do to try to calm the riots or to try to calm the black people is they send the pastors out. So they know that the pastors control the women a whole lot more than the police do. And they also know that the pastors also kind of spiritually influence the youth. Now I ain't gonna say the men, but the youth. Uh, but we're the only people that do that. In the white community, they never use the pastor for anything. Whether they want to riot, whether they want to commit racist crimes, whether they want to protest something, or
Mm.
whether they just want to be like what Hammer Skins, or they want to be like the Proud Boys.
Message.
They never send a white pastor out to try to calm those white people. But in our community, the pastor worked well, and they take it as full advantage. Now, where I'm at, Joe, that
Oh,
I've been
hold
known,
it.
like, when
Let me hit you with
don't put me
something right
next
quick,
to no
Mota and
pastor.
Sean,
Don't
before y'all
don't
go.
interview
Oh,
me. Don't interview me next to no pastor. Go ahead.
let me hit y'all with something. I don't know why the why it's doing what it's doing. But let me hit y'all with something. It's gonna mess y'all head up. People don't read it for themselves. It says in here, what you do to the least of them, you do unto me. Okay. But I watch how people treat folks who can't do nothing for them. That's number one. Number two, y'all don't even pay attention to the little thing in this book. Read this book and what it really says about tithes and offerings. Really read it. And when you really read it, you'll find out the manipulation that has been told to you about how you are so-called sowing and reaping. Stop that. Stop with the foolishness and the malarkey. Read it for yourself. And then, you know, folk looking at me talking about, wait, that's blasphemy. No, that's not blasphemy. Understand.
The Bible says he flipped tables, right? Didn't the Bible say he flipped tables for Texas people?
Hold it. The first people who couldn't stand Jesus when Jesus began to rise was the church. The first group of folks that said, oh man, we got to do something about this dude. This dude playing with our money. That's what they said. Hold it. They were concerned about him playing with their money, their power, and their influence. You want to get anybody's attention? Play with their money, their power, and their influence. And guess what? You will all of a sudden become from, that's the guy, you will come from Hosanna, Hosanna, to crucify him, crucify him. Got to get rid of this dude.
And to go along with Brother Bowtie said, ever since slavery time, the buffer between the white people and the black people was always the pastor in between. He can roam around from plantation to plantation free or will. He can roam around and he has certain access to things. The pastor was right up under like a politician or something like that back at that time. And that continued on for all these decades till now, where he the one to come on, y'all, we're gonna quiet down, we're gonna gather up, we're gonna calm down.
We're gonna pray about it.
For centuries, we've had that relationship.
Hold it. Let me show you something, Bowtie, make you laugh. I'm in Daytona. I am good friends with Pebbles. I don't know if you know Pebbles or not. Pebbles is an influencer, female influencer. She owns a food truck. It's called Hot Girl Soul Food down in I think she's down in Dade or Broward. She's down in one of those. She's down close to Miami. This sister she puts all her drama on. I mean, her and her husband been going at it, but she's still doing her food truck. She's still selling her Hot Girl seasoning. I could personally do a podcast like that. Mind you, I wake up every day to see the click, like, and shares on this, and we got good numbers. They're not bad numbers. I tell people all the time, just because you see the front end numbers, you ain't looking at the back end numbers. I look at the back end numbers. I like seeing the people who ain't clicking on, but they watching. See, it amazes me now how I see 5 on the screen, but in the background, I see 235 who are watching, but they ain't clicked on to give us credit. I don't need your credit. Don't want your credit. I ain't here asking for stars. You don't see a Cash App running. I'm here talking my truth. I'm talking conversation that I believe promotes elevation. Now, if you don't believe in what I'm talking about, or you don't believe I ain't saying what you want to hear, glad. Guess what? Don't tune in. I'm not here asking for sponsors. You don't hear me rolling sponsors talking about this is sponsored by. No. I did exactly what I wanted to do. And I invested my own money into it. I didn't ask for your money. I didn't do nothing else. And I am consistent. I'm here Monday through Friday for 1 hour, regardless if Brother Bowtie here, Brother Sean here, regardless who here, I'm here because I made a commitment. I made a commitment to speak my truth, not only for those who wanted to hear it and to process it, because I'm not here to tell you what to think or how to think. I'm here to tell you to think, because sometimes I get information that's funky. And I have to come back the next day and say, after further review and looking at the source I received it from, it wasn't right. And look, here is Sister Alethea. Hey, good morning, Sister Alethea. How you doing? Hey, so, you know, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. And you got to do it because in your spirit, in your soul, in your mind, something told you to do it. We all struggling in some shape, form, or fashion. I ain't no multimillionaire. Brother Bowtie ain't no multimillionaire. Brother Sean ain't no multimillionaire. But on the other side of it, I ain't poor either. I ain't struggling. I ain't sitting here going, oh my God, how am I gonna pay this next bill? I don't have a roof over my head. I'm not homeless. The
And Joe,
problem, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
look, I want to add on to what you're saying. I just thought about an hour ago, right? The business of this whole thing, right? Some of these premium podcasters y'all seeing with the big old huge numbers, they don't own what you think they own. So their name is on it, the so-and-so podcast, but behind that, somebody owns more than 50% of what you think. And I just heard this about an hour ago by some prominent people, and they're being transparent about, well, you know, after the contract says this, and actually they control that, and I got to fire some staff, and I got to cut some people loose.
And they got to say what the money says for them to say. I'm independent, baby. That's why I ain't got no fear. Some of you teachers, preachers, politicians, pastors, bishops, prophets are fakey jakey, and I can say it. Some of y'all are only concerned. Y'all come on here and preach a good sermon. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Some of y'all aren't preachers, teachers, prophets, ordained. I don't care. Here's what you're not. You're not called by God. You just people with good gifts of gabs. And all of a sudden you went to some accredited Bible school and you got accredited and ordained by somebody who gave you a piece of paper, not because you were called, but because you had a good gift of gab. Your good gift of gab does not make you a preacher, a teacher, does not make you a bishop, does not make you a pastor. You got to be called by God to be out there. And that's why half of y'all don't make it. See, God knows. You can fool me, you can fool everybody else, but the one person you can fool yourself, but you can't fool God, because God will sit you down one day and say, I never called you to do that. Just because you talk good doesn't mean you called to preach. See, that's the problem. Some of y'all think that y'all good talk because y'all done see. Here's why y'all do it. Because y'all see how America has set up with this religious thing. See, religion is a way to get rich quick. All I got to do is say, I'm ordained. All I got to do is get somebody to ordain me. Guess what? You don't even have to be accredited ordained. You just got to get somebody to give you a piece of paper saying you are the ordained pastor, a minister. You can really print one off the internet. And then all of a sudden, guess what? You start a church. You go from zero to being a multimillionaire if you know how to do it. It's just like some of these people who do taxes. It's a get rich scheme. Y'all ain't called. Y'all ain't called. Y'all ain't appointed or anointed. Y'all just got a good gift to gab.
But Joe, I'm gonna say it again. For those that don't read, anybody that sound like they got some words, it sound real smart. It sound real intelligent. It sound bored. God really gave them a gift. God must have blessed them with that word last night. No, you don't read.
Sean, I just changed your name, Sean. You want to hear your new name?
What you got? What you got?
Sean the Professor. Sean the Professor. We ain't gonna call you Sean P. Sean the Professor.
Bow tie, Sean. Listen to this. I was in California. I was on the street corner. I listened to a prophetic pimp preach the ghetto streets blind. And he was preaching straight street ghetto talk. And he was preaching. And guess what? He wasn't preaching from the Bible. But that boy had the gift of gab, and I could understand why they were doing what he was saying, because that boy's mouth was slick.
It was slick with it.
I done seen some sisters.
Look at this fish grease.
Hey, I done seen some sisters in them streets that talk you out of everything you got. Just because they got a good slick mouth and can enunciate some words a certain way, come with a certain tone, come with a certain flow, don't mean that they were called, anointed, or appointed by the Most High. Y'all got to stop putting these titles on folks who ain't did jack. Who did God tell them to do it? That's all I gotta ask.
Did y'all see that argument on the Joe Budden podcast with Professor Baltimore Hill and another guy that was fussing, right? The guy told Mark, he said, man, you and all them tricky words. Mark said, I don't use tricky words. They're tricky to you. They're regular words. They're tricky to you. But again, if you don't read, it sounds real elevated.
Yeah. Yeah. Joe.
Talk to me.
Did you see the article of the Young Republicans' text messages being leaked?
Oh, about them trying to inundate the HBCU campuses?
I saw
Not
that.
only that, they say they want to bring back slavery. They want to bring back lynching. They want to start committing hate crimes. They listen everything that they saying that they're going to do after this mega movement is supposed to be over with. And what's crazy is supposedly it was leaked by a black conservative,
Mm.
which is
Well,
not shocking, but it's very funny
uh,
to me because I
let me
often
let me
tell
let
my
me let me
black
say
conservatives,
hold it. Let
oh,
me say this. Let me say this, and I'm gonna let you go ahead. Y'all get ready to get mad at me. Right here in the little city I live in, Lafayette, Louisiana, there are a lot of black folks that are black and brown, look just like me, that sit with white folks every day and are mad at black folks and are trying to be more on the white side than they are on the black side. But when they in
shit.
the hood, they umgawa.
Mhm.
They power to the people. Behind closed doors, they sitting with these white folks. They in phone conversations with these white folks. They having meals with these white folks, and they are telling these white folks the only way that the only way that they can make it is they have to believe in them because they got the ear of the hood. I have the hood. The hood trusts me. The hood believe in me. They ain't doing nothing for the hood. They could care less about the hood. Only hood they care about is themselves, their family, and those connected to them. They ain't concerned about the greater good of the hood. And here's how you know. In the hood, there are pockets or oases. There are oases. There are small pockets of places that are flourishing. Mainly because the people who got that small pocket flourishing sold the hood out. Period. I said what I said.
Mm.
That's just the truth about the matter.
You ain't tell
When
no
you
lie.
said, hey, no lie detected.
Mm.
Y'all can get as mad as you want to. Half the folks who are doing good and still in the hood is because they sold the hood out. You snitchopotamus T-Rex. That's who you are.
Snitchopotamus.
That's who they are. They've been snitching. They've been
Yeah.
snitching. Let me tell you something. When I meet a gangster and he ain't never did no real time, I tell you why he ain't did no time. Man, I'm a law enforcement officer. You been snitching. You snitchopotamus T-Rex. Oh, you telling everybody how hard you are in the hood. The truth about it is, when you meet a dope dealer who ain't never did no hard time and all the other dope dealers around them getting arrested, guess what?
Hmm.
That's okay. Okay.
Somebody working with the state or they is the state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You know what Mo3 said? Everybody ain't your friend.
And
Everybody ain't your
everybody ain't your
partner.
partner.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, family. It is 44 minutes past the hour. We had some homecomings, some HBCU homecomings. We had Alcorn State at the reservation. They had their homecoming. Jackson State had its homecoming. And who else had their homecoming? Grambling State. Look at Dear Grambling. I'm sorry, Dear Grambling. Dear Grambling, my dear Grambling had its homecoming. This weekend, we got Southern University got its homecoming.
Okay.
Don't bring none of that foolishness up on the bluff, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. We got
Yeah.
to do better amongst ourselves. Don't bring none of this foolishness up on the bluff. Weekend after next, I believe it's Bethune's homecoming. I believe Bethune's homecoming is the last weekend of the month.
Mm.
Listen, family, let us enjoy each other. Let us have a festive time. Don't let none of these black Republicans come up and set up a table trying to act like they CK. And if they do, just walk by them and act like you don't see them. Act like they Casper the Friendly Ghost. I don't see
I
you.
hear you, Joe.
I
You
can't see
know,
what's dead. I can't see what's dead. I can't see. I don't entertain foolishness. That's our problem. We quick to fall for the trap. I don't entertain foolishness no more. If you want to set up a table and debate me at a homecoming, baby, I'm here to do homecoming stuff. I'm not here to sit here and talk to you about politics. I'm
Joe,
not falling. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
Joe,
Talk to
you
me,
know
bow
I'm kind
tie.
of you know I'm kind of militant. So in my mind,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, let's give them a free step show. But if we ain't gonna give them a free step show, this is my challenge to every person. If you see these conservatives at our stuff, for sure, talk your shit to them, walk by, say house nigga, Steve or whatever, but give them a shot of moonshine. That way they can't drive away or give them, they go a drink, man. And like wait for someone to come have a drink, get their ass drunk as hell, and then make sure that they go to jail for drunk driving. Tell the police to watch them. I mean, like, I don't know. The reason why I say this is because we're not looking for trouble, Joe. We're at HBCU only because of segregation, only because of racism. You know, like, so
Mm,
if we're
mm.
not going to no PWIs looking for trouble or starting trouble, like, I mean, like, sometimes we just have to match their energy. And I've scaled back, Joe. I ain't say hit them in their mouth, even though that's what I really want them to do. But get their ass drunk and get their ass locked up. Like, oh, you came down here and got drunk.
No. You got to take pages out their playbook. Mind you, if I showed up with the Black Panthers on Ole Miss's campus today without their permission, they not gonna sit there and debate me. They gonna call campus security. They gonna call the police, the sheriff's office, the SWAT team, and they gonna show up and excavate my ass off campus. Follow their blueprint.
Yep.
Don't engage.
Why
Call them
we
people.
while we on this, I don't want this episode to end without me saying this. Rest in peace to Mr. D'Angelo, one of our greatest
Yes,
male
yes,
soul vocalists.
yes.
Listen, I was gonna
As
do
well
that.
as Brother Rick, the president of the Black Panther Party for I believe it's Wisconsin, I believe, or something like that. He went viral a lot. A lot of people know him because he's real big. I think he's like 6'9", 340 or 350, something like that. Always having a shotgun. But yeah, he passed yesterday as well though. So
Actually, to everyone who left this side and went the other side, who's no longer here with us, especially D'Angelo. That was an anointed voice. 51 years old is too young, but pancreatic cancer is real. And listen, if anything, here's what I'm going to do 12 minutes to the top of the hour. I'm encouraging men and women, black and brown, men and women, go see the doctor. Go get your annual checkup. A lot of this stuff that is taking us from here to glory or from here to the other side, regardless if you're going to heaven or hell, is taking you there because you don't want to get checked up. Oh, your arm starts hurting. Oh, it's just a pain. Let me take a few aspirin. No, go get your annual checkup and make sure that you okay. Do not have any fear of going to the doctor and finding out if you're all right. And find a doctor that you know is concerned. I get it. With this RFK and all this crazy talk right now, you don't know who to trust. Find somebody that you can trust. And who is in the profession of practicing medicine, and allow them to let you know if you're okay.
I actually like to add to that, Joe. Not only find a doctor, but find two doctors. One who actually believe in traditional medicine, and also find one that believes in holistic medicine, holistic way of healing. So, I told you, Joe, my mom had 4 strokes in the last 2 years. So we're doing both methods, the traditional way as well as the holistic way. So, the holistic way got her with her attitude and got her moving a little bit more. So I think we moving too fast. We ain't want the attitude to come.
Listen, y'all, and I'm gonna say this the best way I can, and I love all y'all. I had to get rid of this syndrome because this syndrome resonates and sets on all of us at a certain time of our life, but you got to denounce it the moment it hits you. You ain't got to be the HNIC for stuff to get done. You can literally sit all the way in the background at the back of the room and you don't even have to be in the room for shit to get done. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to use some vulgarity on that. And I know Malcolm says we only use vulgarity because we don't have the word to replace it. But sometimes that's the way y'all got to hear it. Some of y'all trying to be, as a good friend of mine say, y'all trying to be too perfect of MFers. Y'all perfect MFers, y'all make me sick. Y'all running around here, look at my perfect wife. Look at my perfect kid. I have the perfect job. I'm perfectly good with these white folks. I don't have a problem with them. You perfect MFers make me sick because you perfect MFers are selling us out. And I'm tired of being sold out for people who supposedly are my brothers and sisters. Listen, nothing makes me madder. I don't mind them doing me the way they do me. They've been doing me like that since the beginning. But when people who look like me, I ain't gonna say another word, but when people, and you perfect MFers, and once again, I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it till I can't say it no more. Just because you got the gift of gab does not mean you were called, ordained. A lot of y'all running around here, y'all just talk good.
Hmm.
Y'all
With no
talk good.
work, no backing,
Y'all just talk good.
can't heal nothing.
Y'all talk good.
Mm.
They tell me, you know a tree by the fruit it's bearing. A lot of
Yeah.
y'all, hold it. A lot of y'all, some good looking trees, and ain't none of that fruit fell off your tree. Because all the fruit on the tree is for you yourself, not to nourish the people around the tree.
Mm. Joe, quick
A lot of you,
conversation before
some
we get
pretty
off.
trees. Got a bunch of oranges, apples. Y'all trees look good, but ain't one fruit fell off the tree to nourish anybody around the tree. Y'all just a good looking tree for self. That's why in that word, when the man said, give me figs, fig tree looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like it had figs to eat, but not a fig fell off the tree. And guess what he
Mm-hmm.
said? I curse it to the root. Y'all pretty looking, perfect MF trees, keep looking like you're looking. You're gonna get cursed at the root. Y'all need to start reading for yourself. It is 8 minutes, 8 minutes to the top of the hour. I'm trying to be nice, y'all. I'm trying to be
Joe,
nice.
before we get off, Joe, let's talk politics, probably like a split second.
Talk to me. Yeah, because the
You know,
government is
I
still
was in
shut down. Pay attention. Pay attention.
I was
It is still shut down.
got you. I was in a conversation yesterday at the cigar lounge, actually with a conservative, and I told him, I said, you know, Trump this, Trump that, Trump that. I said, man, I said, how can you brag on a man who only beats women? And I said, well, you really think about it, and it's the truth though, Joe. Donald Trump every presidency that he won, it was against him running against a woman.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. You have said a mouthful.
Yeah, he
You
ain't
have
gonna
said
win
a
against no
mouthful.
man. He ain't gonna win against no man. And then you guys praise him, uplift him, what? Because he beat a woman. Like, this is politics game. You know, it's a game that was created by men. Let's just be honest with it. You know, like at one point in time, women couldn't even vote. You know, they was treated just like black people. You know, whether it was a white woman or a black woman, you know, they was treated less than a white man. You know, but are we really fit to praise this man and make it seem like he did a great job? Like, oh, no president can beat him. Like, he won against two women.
I mean, and not to down those two women. Once again, it lets you know the climate and the mindset of this country. The mindset and the climate of this country says a woman cannot esteem to hold the highest political seat in the land. See, it's not so much that he beat them, it's the mindset of this country. That's why I tell people, pay attention to the mindset of these folks that you call your friends, the people that you are hanging around. Mind you, when Donald Trump said black kids are born criminals, ask yourself how many white folks came to you and said, man, did you hear what Donald Trump said? That's crazy. And I don't think that way.
Or how many of your friends, white friends, said, you know, I don't agree with him. You know,
Come on,
like,
that part. Hey, y'all need to pay attention. Go ahead, Sean.
No, I want to add on to what Brother Bowtie said about the ladies. You know, the newest Kamala Harris book just came out a few weeks ago, right? But in that book, it's called 107 Days, by the way. She speaks about whenever she was trying to prepare to run, the Joe Biden camp didn't back her the way you would have thought they would back her. I thought that was very telling that the Joe
mm,
Biden camp didn't provide the backing that she would you would thought she would get from them on the Democratic side.
mm. Yeah, I actually knew that anyway when she was running. But you know what? I said, now, if she's actually running, I think she is going to run because that's the reason why she's doing the book deal. I think that she will have a greater and better chance at winning now more than ever. Well, to be honest with you, anybody gonna win the next time besides
Well,
him.
hold on. I-
Besides
once,
him, and I
once
don't
again,
care if there's another Republican.
once again, pay attention. Y'all really, and I think we're not paying attention. I'm reading the law. I understand the law. I'm understanding the law. Y'all got to pay attention because we're trying to make a prediction of a future event that has not came yet. And remember, this man clearly said, vote for me this one time, and you'll never have to vote for me again. And listen what I want to say to you. There has not been one thing Donald Trump hasn't said in his campaigning to get back into the presidency that he has not kept his word. There's not one thing he hadn't said. He said, when I get in, I'm
That's what I was talking, Joe. That what happened if it's a war and he had to invoke, martial law and stuff like that. That's the only thing. But as far as like anyone running, I think that's a losing battle, because if the House and the Senate agrees to allow a president to have more than 2 terms, he automatically lost by default, because we already know, I ain't gonna say no names, but that person that lived rent free in his head, he'll get that house back.
Oh, he
without
ain't gonna
even
run.
trying.
He ain't gonna
Nah,
run.
I'm
They
sure
already
he
done
will.
asked him. They done already asked him. He done said he done, because he believes in the process. They've already asked him. They've already
Well, the
asked
process changed.
They already asked former President Barack Obama, even if the rules change, would he run again? He said he's done
Okay.
given his service to this great country, and he is doing what he's doing as a private citizen. With that
Gotcha.
being said, Brother Sean, I'm gonna start
Well, I
with
guess
you.
it's me.
Let's get ready. I wishful thinking. That's why I would want to. Let's get ready to get up out of here, man. Sean, give me some closing
sir.
words.
Yes,
Come
sir.
about the GI podcast. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tomorrow at 5:00 p.m., I have Dr. Mai coming on the platform. She has her own STEM program out there in the Baltimore area, I believe, talking all about education and elevation to our young Black people. How do we increase our literacy and much, much more tomorrow on the Sean P Experience on YouTube, 5:00 p.m. Don't miss it.
That part right there, brother Bowtie. Close me out, man.
What it is, what it ain't, and what we're gonna do about it. Let's talk about it. Let's do something about it. Listen, if you wish to follow me at everything Bowtie Untied. If you support my business, go to www.brothersbowties.com. That's it. You guys have a nice day.
That part, brother Bowtie. Listen, family, 2 minutes to the top of the hour. I always end it the same way, but I want y'all to understand this. We've got to pay attention. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm not here to tell you how to think. But I am here to tell you, you need to begin to think and formulate what you need to make your life the best life it can be for you and yours first. Take care of you and yours first. Be better today than you were yesterday. Do something today to bless somebody somewhere, some way, somehow, that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. We'll be back tomorrow. It'll be Turned Up Thursday, Turned Down for What. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. We up out of here. Peace.